If you are facing an eviction, negotiating a settlement with your landlord can be a better way to resolve your case than going before a judge. With a settlement, you can come up with terms that fit your situation. Other times, going before a judge may be better.
I owe the landlord back rent, and he wants his money.
If you owe rent, prepare to negotiate.
So can we just figure it out by talking?
Talk about it, but put it in your agreement. There are 3 main things you want to make sure you have in your agreement. The first is the amount of rent you owe. In the agreement, write the correct amount of rent you owe in the exact months owed. If you pay rent for the month you are working out an agreement, include that month in the agreement for the exact amount of rent you are paying. The second thing to put in your agreement is rent reduction and repairs. If the apartment needs repairs, negotiate to lower your rent because you lived with bad conditions, negotiate with your landlord to get any repairs made, and include a deadline for the landlord to make the repairs. Finally, number 3, your landlord may owe you money. For example, for your utilities, your security deposit, or entering your apartment without your permission. For some legal claims, they may owe you at least 3 months' rent. If your landlord owes you money, include this in the agreement. You can read more about getting 3 months' rent at masslegalhelp.org.
Okay, I think we can figure out how much I owe, but how am I going to pay it back?
Ask for a reasonable payment plan. Tell the landlord you want to find a way to pay the rent you owe over time. If you agree to a payment plan for back rent, make sure it's realistic. Do not agree to make payments you are not sure you can pay. If you do not make a payment and you break the agreement, your landlord can go back to court and get an order to evict you.
I'll never be able to pay back all the rent I owe. I'm worried I'll become homeless.
You can try to get money to pay the back rent you owe. Some agencies have funds to help tenants pay back rent so they will not become homeless. Ask a volunteer lawyer or court staff if they have a list of local agencies. Ask about the RAFT program if you have children and you are at risk of becoming homeless. RAFT are funds that you can use to pay the back rent or use to move into a new place.
But what if I have no money and I'm being evicted? Can I get into a shelter?
If you're being evicted, you may be able to get into emergency assistance shelter for families. You must have a child under 21 or be pregnant though. You must also meet their income guidelines. The rules for getting into an emergency assistance shelter are strict. If you think you may need to use the emergency assistance program, talk with a legal services lawyer or volunteer lawyer at the court before you sign any agreement. You want to make sure that the agreement does not hurt your chances of getting into shelter.